Okay, here we go again. We'll give this another shot. I think this will go live. Looks like we're live up on YouTube. I changed my latency in the YouTube streaming, so maybe that will help us out. We're going to keep testing. We're just doing new stuff. So if you find anything that's helping you out, or if you need help with anything in the game or anything on YouTube, I've been doing this YouTube thing, kind of on and off as a business builder, not a gamer. These are my first 12 or so videos I've done gaming. I have gamed my whole life. I'm not an amazing gamer, but I do think a lot, so I usually come up with strategies that are a little different than what other people do. We're logging in today on day 26. We're going to go ahead and collect our epic book there, and we'll get right into the meat and potatoes, as they call it, right? We're going to come in here and we're going to start knocking off all of these ads. First of all, it's like ads every day. I like ads. I like to support a game. If I was going to be buying a game, I'd be buying a game, right? So I don't mind supporting a game if I do find that it's good. I like this game fairly well. I've not supported it so far. Maybe, something like my birthday or something like that, it will happen when I find a good enough deal. So anyways, we're going to come in here. The first thing we want to do is start picking up stuff. Come in here to the market, pick up at least one item. I've been getting blue shards in here quite a bit lately. I don't know if they're on a rolling thing, but I didn't get any, and then all of a sudden I got like 3 or something. I think I even had one that had 2 on it at the same time. So I found that to be interesting. I hadn't seen one in this account, I think, at all. Okay, and then I like to pick up all of these uncommons, because just the uncommon characters, not the uncommon items, because as we're leveling up all of our food, we've been running really low on food. We are up to 136 mystery shark situation. Then we'll come over here to the sparring pit and go ahead and get that guy upgraded so he can start earning some more experience. After that, what I like to do is come over here and run through 2 campaigns. We'll go ahead and collect some gems off the board here. And where we're farming is, so far we're on hard. We're all the way up to brutal, brutal 5. But so far we're farming on hard, the Deadlands 3. And the reason that we're coming here is because of these characters. I like him pretty well. Of course, as you know, War Maiden is a beast, and he is pretty good too. And there's no uncommons on the board, so you get a lot of these guys for food also, and so that's pretty useful. You could also go forward to Godfrey's Crossing. I don't like this board quite as well. There's some poison, and I tend to die once in a while. But a couple of these guys are pretty good too, especially these 3. He's got a few places he's really good at. I think Flinger has 1 or 2 places he's good at. And so those are decent pickups as well. So we'll go back in here to Deadlands 3. The way I've been working it, of course, is... Now, I did level her up to 40, but she's max level now, so we can go ahead and take her out. And then I'll drop a 2-star in here. So we're raising up a 2-star, a 3-star, and a 4-star until we get our 4-star to 40, until we get 5 4-stars to 40. And then we'll slide back to 2 2s and a 3. And that way, that keeps you moving in the direction of increasing your team as quickly as possible. And then you want to do that for a long time until you've built out some teams, some faction war teams, and also so that you can get to the point where you can go in and get your scrolls for your masteries. You want to that's after you get Kael and then start building a team. That's probably the next thing you want to work on is your masteries. I know some streamers do say it's worth spending the 800 gems to go ahead and buy the scrolls for your first 4, but I mean, free to play, we're not going to have 800 scrolls, so we're going to just have to do it the old-fashioned way and play the game. Now, if you bought some, I would probably say that's a way to go. I would still probably say you're better to energy your way to those than to just spend your 800 gems on them. Just my opinion. Love to know what you think down below. I do notice that as I've been adding masteries to a few characters, they're definitely getting way stronger. So it's definitely a big enhancement in the game. And then, of course, make sure you're ascending everyone. That's a big thing that I've really tried to start picking up on, is ascending up my team, because especially with this fusion coming up, you got to make sure you got plenty of potions on hand to get everybody working right. Okay, so we got some points down. Basically, the reason that we want to do that right from the start is so that we go ahead and get our timer counting on our energy. We get 1 energy every 3 minutes as long as it's not full. So we don't want it to be full pretty much ever, to be honest. You know, if it's full, if you've got 56,000 energy there, you're losing 110 or so energy every single day by having it full. Now, in 100 days, that's 10,000 energy. That's a lot of energy. You know, so I would say try not to let your energy stay filled up. It's not a good position to be in. And I mean, I can say my opinion there, but I don't even think I need to say that's my opinion. I think that's factual. If you're wasting energy, you're not advancing the way that you should be. And then I've shown a few ways. Now we come over here to arena next. Go ahead and grab some gimmies so that we, again, the same thing. Your arena tokens will refill. They'll refill 1 token an hour as long as they're not full. So when we first log in, everything's full and we need to get rid of some stuff so that it can start recharging. All right, that gives us 2 hours. They recharge 1 every hour. So that gives us plenty of game time to let it reset. We could go back in there and see if there's anything else that's fairly easy. Let's see, he's a 50. Kael's up to 55 now. So, but not too many people are up higher than that. So these 50 teams are going to be challenging. This team, a 40, a 50. This one, there's 2 50s on there. They're a little higher than us. 2 50s. This 40 team, let's see, that we might be able to beat this team. So this is kind of what you want to do. Just go ahead and grab the ones that you feel like you can beat and go ahead and beat them. And then in 15 minutes or so, you know, when you're playing along and you remember to come back to the arena, just slide on back to the arena and take another stab and see if you can get anybody. If, you know, there's no need through the day to refresh for 5 gems because it's constantly refreshing every 15 minutes. It's actually refreshing faster than you can usually get back in here. Here's another one we can do, 27,000 power. Most likely, their Kael's only 5 stars, so most likely we can win this one. They are fast, though, but we should outdamage them. Okay. I think that looked like all the ones that we can get fairly easily. There's a 40 team also, 25 to 32. We can probably take that out as well. Now, at these lower levels, you know, it's not real rocket science, and by the time you get up to the levels that it starts to be a little more challenging to find a team, you're going to know a lot more about the game to pick the right people. You know, find out who's your rezzers, who's your slowers, who's doing the stuff that you need to counteract with or avoid, because, you know, if you get into an unkillable team and you can't kill them in the first 2 or 3 rounds, a lot of times that's about as long as you got. You know, if you got to try to stand toe-to-toe with someone for a while, that becomes quite challenging if you're not also unkillable or doing something to the speed meter or time meter, whatever it's called. All right, so we got a couple there. We got that down. Now we're going to come over here to our clan. We're going to sign in with our clan. I think I'm going to look for a new clan today because this clan, like I said yesterday, is just not moving in a direction. I don't know what happens to that. What happens to my keys if I leave clan? If somebody knows that, put that down below. Let me know what happens so that I know, or maybe we can just experiment. I could take my 2 keys swipes, but that doesn't do us much good, right? Because then we won't be in a clan. Or are we just going to lose two keys? I'm guessing we're just going to lose 2 keys. Do I care, or do I even care to move yet? I mean, I'm not putting much more damage out myself either. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do 1 attack. We'll think about the clan thing at a later time. If you know, go ahead and comment down below and let me know, and that way I can share that on with other people that aren't aware. Because, I mean, you know, we first started into this clan just because we wanted a clan, because not having a clan means you don't get the login rewards, the clan sign-in rewards, whatever you want to call them, and you don't get the box rewards. If you don't have a clan, you're losing at least 1 box, probably at least 1 box every day. A lot of times I get 2 boxes, sometimes I get 3 boxes, especially on my account that's a little bigger than this. Now, and that's while we're still pretty weak. So, and sometimes they're pretty decent. I mean, I hear that as you get higher in the game, there's even ancient shards in the boxes. So you definitely want to have a clan. If you're one of those kind of people that are like, there's no need to have a clan in this game, there's not. But there is some decent rewards for having one and just contributing a little bit to the clan boss. So I definitely recommend it. There's not a lot of talking. I mean, hardly ever. I think I did have somebody say, here, Joe Mega said what's up yesterday. I think that's the first chat that I've seen in here in the whole 26 days that I've been playing on this clan. And even my other one, I've been on it 50 days or so, and I've only had a couple of conversations in there. Some to my fault. If you get in there and you talk, then you can help that. But some of it's also because the clan and the global is separate, and a lot of people just don't change it, especially when you're new. So, all right, 1.22 million. I think that's up quite a bit from where we've been the last couple of days. So that definitely shows that our Kael is getting way stronger. That gives us, is that enough? That's 1.22. Yep, that's enough for a 1 key on the warrior chest. So we can go ahead and look at, can we go ahead and get this next box? We need 910,000 on this box. So if you can't do 910,000 on the hard boss, or the normal boss, I guess it is, right? Easy and then normal. If you can't do this 910,000, you're better off to just go ahead and apply that to the easy boss and try to kill it, and then you'll get a bonus box. You get 2 boxes if you kill the boss. So that way, if you can't at least put 2 keys on this, at our stage, I don't think we'll make it past 910. So without putting another key on it and maybe getting up into this bracket, you're not going to get a reward at all. So that's just something to let you know there. He's got a pretty good score there with only a 41,000 team. We'll have to investigate that. We've got 39,000 and only got a third of that. And I don't see any real particular reason for that. That's interesting. He does have mostly epics and all X that we don't have. So that could be part of that reasoning. And he's got some shields up front, right? Is that what that is? Yeah. So, okay. Anyways, we will move on. We'll wait a little bit. This takes 6 hours to get another key. So chances are we won't get another key today. I don't usually log into this account a second time in one day. All right. And now what we want to do, after we get all of our stuff working down, maybe you go over and hit the arena, the tag team arena, see if you can pick off any easy guys over here. This one looks like I left from yesterday. I can probably win this way. Then, as I said yesterday, I put all 4 different factions, a faction team, all 4 different affinities, a faction team, and then all the same affinities to help with the advanced quests so that you don't have to worry about reassigning everybody. That will take care of all of the versions inside of the advanced quest. So then, all in all, that's a team to work with, right? Just start working on those characters. Now, maybe they don't have the right synergies. Apparently not, because Kael single-handedly took down my Kael even. That was pretty crazy. Somebody's cheating. Nah, just kidding. Nobody would cheat at this game, right? All right, are we going to win this one? Come on, Lizards, put her down. You got her. You got her. You're strong. I do got to say that, I can't think of his name, Jozun. He is durable. He is one stand-up dude. A lot of people don't like him. He must not do a whole lot of damage. I haven't really noticed. But he doesn't get very good reviews. So, so far, I think we're going to go with War Maiden. We're going to go ahead and save our shards and probably save most of our other resources for this Friday when the next event starts, we hope, and see if we get. The rumor is there's a 2 times void shard coming this next Friday. Apparently they do, they go kind of like this: sacred 1 week, and then 2 weeks later void, and then 2 weeks later ancient, and then back to sacred 2 weeks after that. And then I guess in between the weeks they do the 10 times pull, like they have going on right now, 10 times chance. So the problem with the 10 times chance, they very rarely put them together. I have seen it once at least in the 2 months or so I've been playing, but without them putting them together, you only have a 6% chance to pull a legendary from a sacred shard. So you got a 6% chance to pull one of these characters, maybe one of these characters, if you want one of these characters. Now, if you don't want one of these characters, I would definitely say wait to pull, because you're 10 times more likely to get one of these characters if you pull a legendary. So just keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and summon some mystery shards. That will take care of one of our quests for summoning 3 characters, 3 champions, and then we're going to come over, purchase item, we did that. We're going to come over to increase champions level, and I usually just scan and see if I've got anybody kind of low. This guy works pretty good. And then just throw some of these dudes on. I usually just throw 10 on, or 6 on rather. That gives us our increased level. And then make 4 artifact or accessory upgrade attempts. So as you see, what I do is I work on the accessory, because every few days the accessory is also part of the advanced quests. So I just click here 4 times. I hope to get a level up, but if I don't, I'm just spending 80,000 silver. There's a level up. 80,000 silver to get 5,000 silver. That sounds like a great plan, right? All right. So the rest we'll do. Obviously, we're doing that because we want this and we want this, but it's pretty silly that you got to spend that much silver to get there. Fight the Demon Lord with at least 1 rare champion on your team. Got that one done. Use 2 clan boss keys, so we'll get back in there in a few minutes. I'd like to go ahead and level Kael up a little bit before we do another one. Use 12 crypt faction keys. These are usually fairly hard for us. We'll go do some dungeons, and I think we got, who's on? Ice Golem or Fire Knight? I think Fire Knight's on, right? Fire Knight tournament. We can go here and just press the go down here. Where are we at? We only got 16 points. All right. Let's see. Who did I have on the team? Mostly going for this guy. Can I beat this guy? I should be able to beat this guy, right? We got this guy. If I remember right, we were having a really hard time getting his shield to come off in time, but I think Kael's got about 3 or 4, maybe 5 levels since then. So I'm basically working off, however many dungeon runs it takes to get the advanced quest out of the way, and then I'm doing affinity potions with a whole bottle of potion, with a whole bottle of energy, and then I'm pretty much. This team I'm not quite there yet, but as you find the 5 people that you want to level up with, go ahead and start working on your mastery scrolls. And just keep that team together until you get all 5 of them maxed out. And you can do it slowly, just don't trade them around. It's one area that we're not really going to worry about XP so much, because someone on the team wins a scroll, and you certainly don't want someone on the team that you don't have any intention of mastering up. So that's something to consider about that before you go too far with that. It looks like we should put him down here. Kael's staying pretty leveled up over there, or pretty lively there. As you see, everybody's getting XP, so that does make it a slight bit harder. But we want to be getting XP on anything that we do, mostly, except for the scrolls, because we want to kind of do as hard as we can on the scrolls, because we're actually going for the scrolls. Here we're just going for points. You know, maybe we get a decent item, maybe we don't. We don't care too much about that. We want to get the XP and the points for the championship, and more so for the advanced quest, so that we can hopefully get to that extra bottle of energy there. Most times the advanced at this level, we can't get all of them knocked out of the way, but even getting, you know, every one that we get done moves us along the top bar over there, and you get some decent rewards just for completing the top bar, and then the top bar resets and you can start working on it again. There's a 3 days of double XP in there. There's a chicken in there, and I think there's maybe an epic book in there. So that's pretty decent just for, you know, knocking out some of these things that quote unquote you should be doing anyways, right? All right, we got some points there. We picked up a piece of crit damage gear, and we'll go ahead and run it again. Nobody died. Well, I don't know if nobody died. Usually my indicator to go to the next level is if nobody died, but I did notice they were struggling fairly hard. Just because, again, we're not building any synergy. We're not building any real team here. We just got some affinity matches and some decent rares with some starter equipment. I can't even really say decent equipment there. I'm not even sure I can say decent rares, but we've got rares with equipment on. And just equipping them with anything will usually just about double their damage and double their health. So it'll definitely help them to stand up. As you can see, you know, they're only level 23 through 33. And of course, Kael's doing all the work, but they're sponging off some XP. You could probably just leave Kael in here to try to do this on his own. Actually, I don't think he can beat this one on his own. He can't hit it enough times to take that shield off. So I don't think he can solo this at this point. But if you did, with him being level 55, he would get all the XP, which, you know, you could level him up fairly quick. But by doing it this way, you're leveling up all kinds of different teams, mostly for faction wars. That's what I'm saving, as many rares as possible for faction wars. And then as I start getting, you know, 5 teams in faction wars and I have more rares and more epics, then I start replacing them a little bit. You know, you don't need 100 rares throughout the board, but you do need probably close to 100 rares just for faction wars. So, you know, even though you're only running with 4 here and 4 there, or 5 here and 5 other places, you do need a whole ton of them for faction wars. I really like faction wars. I find it to be very challenging, very interesting area. And I did see the new champion that's coming out this next Friday has what looks like a faction war skill on him. He's only, you know, it works on only certain people. So I'm assuming that those certain people are going to be in this run as you go through the faction wars. And I think that's a neat idea, especially when you're new. You know, some of the older players are complaining a little bit on how useless that is, but that makes him a really strong faction wars user, if that's the way it's set up. That's not confirmed, but that's the way it looked to me. Otherwise, it does make it pretty challenging to use it against factions. You know, you got to know a lot. You got a lot of things that can go wrong for you if you have to try to match up factions to get bonus damage also. But I think that could be an easy way to go about adding somebody pretty unique into your faction wars kit. Alright, so this should be the last time we do this. Then we'll use up the rest of this bottle and go over and get some affinity potions. It says we're dropping frames. That's never good. Never good to be dropping frames. Alright, get that shield down, put some damn thing over. It's Super Bowl Sunday today. Anybody excited? Which team are you rooting for? We are going to go and have some... We're going to go to a Super Bowl party and have some snacks, hang out a little bit. What we usually do is go to Disney World or something like that. Take advantage of all these people that are at home having Super Bowl parties. There's not a lot of people. There's been some amusement parks that we go to, and there's no one there whatsoever. I mean, not no one, but we've stayed on rides at amusement parks before, so it's pretty cool. SeaWorld was very, very empty one year that we did that. I'm not supposed to give this secret out, but, you know, with 12 subscribers, I think I'm okay. Maybe this will be my viral video, and I'll ruin the whole Super Bowl Sunday idea. Alright, we're getting close on this guy. Now, ordinarily, you know, we don't really care about how long this takes, but as the timer's ticking down on my live video, I don't like to see it take this long on a couple of monsters. Makes it challenging for me to try to fill the air with enough BS talk to keep you excited, keep you coming back. That's the whole point, keep you coming back, you know, learning together, figuring out what it is we can do. Immunity, 3-star purple. Attack, got a flat stat there on a glove. We're just going to sell that one. That should take us over, get our advanced out of the way. Alright, now let's take a peek and see what else there is here that we can do. What's going to prevent us from finish this one up? Defeat one faction war boss. Almost no chance we can do that with this team we got so far. Fight in one classic arena with a team from a single affinity. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go down to just Kael and run a arena, or you can go ahead and build a single affinity arena team. I usually just drop back to just Kael. This one is usually a pretty big challenge for us as well. We got 9 already, so we're doing a little better. And then unlock a mastery for any champion. So we'll have to do some mastery real quick. Oops, I should have just pressed go. All right, we'll come over here. Now, the way I'm going to do this one is, I don't think we've done any Minotaurs. Yeah, we've done a little Minotaurs. Let me check and see what Kael's masteries are at, because I don't think he's very far. He's far enough that we're not going to get any very easily. Okay, who else has some we can, that we want to do? She's got some already. Jizzo. He needs 10 more. That's all I care to really put any on so far. She can't really get... She needs 24 more. Alright, so let's go do that. Get a couple of gems for doing something we need to do anyways. Alright. I really kind of want to go here. That's an okay team. I didn't realize I had that many people, so let me check them and see where they're at, too. Didn't realize I had that many people picked out over here yet. Mastery, she's got 21. She needs 30 also. Well, she needs 9. And what's that? And he needs 17. Okay, so everybody has at least some. Everybody's moving in the direction of getting some. So that's cool. Okay, looks like they've managed to go as far as here. I think that's a good spot to try. And let's see, we got red and green against blue. What's the one before this? Green? I'd kind of rather have that one, but that makes us weak. This makes us weak here. And Kael is not strong. So let's go back a level. This makes Kael strong at least. That'll help us. And then we'll see. If that's too easy, we'll go up to the next one. Well, that was easy. So as everybody gets all of their scrolls, you can start to replace them with whoever you want. Right? So once all 5 of these guys get their max scrolls, then, you know, let's say Jizzo gets all his scrolls. Then he'll stop getting scrolls and they'll automatically go over here to these other guys. So once you get all 5 people with your scrolls, then you can bring in replace one of the people with somebody else, and they'll get all the scrolls. So that's why they say it's probably better to get all the scrolls with your first 4 people by paying the 800 gems. But that's 3,200 gems. That's a lot of gems. That's going to take a minute. I think you can probably just farm them before you can save up that many scrolls. Before you can save up that many gems. Unless you're buying them. Now, that advice does come from what they call themselves some dirty, dirty cheaters that are spending a lot of money. So, all right. So, Armiger got the scrolls. And then we get nothing else for it in here if you've not done these before. Other than, of course, a little bit of silver. And I didn't actually see how the easiness was. I saw the first wave, we nuked the crap out of them. And then I didn't see what happened towards the end. So I'll watch closer here on the end. It's not a real formidable bar up there. War Maiden's down. That's usually my indicator to say we're not quite ready to move to the next level. If anybody dies, that's a good sign that we're not really there. He's going to die too, looks like. Armiger gets really strong, I would say, for an uncommon, but he gets really strong, period. So he's a really decent. And we only had... Kael was the only one that was very safe here. And Kael, in a couple of these dungeon situations, can get himself in trouble. He's got 5 out of 30. This is showing you that he's got as many as he needs. I think it's also, in his case, I think he's also maxed. Okay, so now what we've been doing is we've been going to a page, and I'll pull it over here so you can see it. It's at ayumilove.net. I don't know what that says. ayumilove.net. And then basically you can search right here. So in this case we can search for Armiger. Or you can, I don't know if you saw, you can just replace Cold Heart right here. If you know exactly their name. And sometimes they got dashes and stuff in their name, but it'll come up. And then he's got 2 different ones. So now I usually pull it apart, pull it aside a little bit, figure out, try to remember which one I was doing. Here we go. And it looks like I was doing this one. So, Campaign, Clan Boss, and Dungeons versus Arena, Doom Tower, and Faction Wars. Let me know what you think. Which one would you use Armiger for? Would you use them for Arena, Doom Tower, and Faction Wars? Or Campaign, Clan Boss, and Dungeons? You can reset this once for free. Oops. That didn't do us much good, right? I didn't even look. You can reset it once for free, but then it's like 150 gold, 150 gems to reset it the second time. All right. We were going this route, so we want to go with increases accuracy by 20 when this champion has no skills on cooldown. Now, some of these seem to me like, yeah, so what? But the main point is here again, complete the advanced quests, and then the overall main point is to get down into the bottoms and get the better ones. So that's what the masteries are for. They do help the team quite a bit.